My people, what is happening right now in Yobe is a powerful story of courage, tension, fear, and community strength. And as we talk about it, please take 1 second to like this video and subscribe, because we always bring you calm, clear, and real stories without stress. Now let's go straight into what is unfolding. The situation started like many stories we have seen in the northern region: quiet communities trying to live their lives, people going to the farm, people closing their shops after a long day, children playing outside, and everyone just hoping for peace. But as we all know, peace in that region has been difficult for many years. People have been dealing with threats, armed groups moving around, and communities trying to protect themselves with very limited support. So everyone is already on alert, watching movements, listening carefully at night, and staying close to their neighbors. Now the gist comes in. Reports from the area say that a group of armed men believed to be moving around with the intention to intimidate or attack certain communities made their way into the local zones near the Yobe axis. But what they did not expect was that the local communities had already been observing their movements. These villagers are not armed with heavy weapons. They are not soldiers. They are just ordinary people who are tired of fear and tired of hiding. They were watching quietly, planning their own safety, and staying united so that nobody is caught unaware. As these armed men moved deeper into the area, something changed. Instead of finding scared villagers, instead of meeting empty streets, they walked into a situation that was already prepared for them. The locals had set up alerts, gathered information, and positioned themselves in ways that allowed them to protect their homes and warn their neighbors. For once, the fear shifted. The attackers became the ones unsure of what was happening, and that moment changed everything. Please, if you are following this story, make sure you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss when we break it down with even more clarity. Now, let's continue. The villagers didn't rush into dangerous action. They acted with caution. They used their knowledge of the land, the narrow paths, the bushes, the open spaces, the hiding spots, places only people who grew up there would know. That is what people call home advantage. So when the armed group moved in, the locals used that advantage to outsmart them, not through violence, but through intelligent positioning, signals, teamwork, and awareness. They delayed, they distracted, they confused the intruders, and little by little, the attackers lost their control of the situation. In moments like this, what matters most is unity. In that community, unity was strong. One person cannot protect a whole village, but when people come together, communicate, and stay alert, even a vulnerable community becomes harder to attack. And that is exactly what happened. The attackers walked into a space where the villagers were no longer passive. They were ready to defend themselves in whatever safe, coordinated way they could. Now, as we continue this gist, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe so we can keep analyzing Nigeria's biggest stories in a way everyone understands. Let's go deeper. The reason this story is shaking people is not just because of the confrontation, but because it shows a shift. For years, many rural areas felt helpless. They felt forgotten. They felt like no one was listening. But now, we are seeing communities becoming more organized, more observant, more united. They are not acting recklessly. They are acting responsibly and carefully to protect their families and their land. This situation in Yobe shows something important. When communities stand together, when information flows, when people watch out for one another, danger loses some of its power, and that is something we all need to learn from. Insecurity does not only require weapons. Sometimes it requires intelligence, awareness, discipline, and unity. The attackers, from what the gist says, did not expect resistance. They did not expect alert citizens. They came in with confidence but left confused. And that is a sign of change. It means people are tired of running. People want to defend their future. People want to walk outside again without fear. And as we go on, please like this video now if you haven't. It helps the channel grow and helps more people hear these updates in clear English that everybody can understand. Also subscribe, my people. You know, we don't miss any important gist. Now let's continue with how the situation grew after the confrontation. Word spread quickly among nearby communities. People shared what happened. They supported each other. and the atmosphere changed from fear to a kind of cautious confidence. Not overconfidence, just people feeling like they have each other's back, mothers checking on neighbors, youth volunteers patrolling, elders giving advice, everyone doing small things that make a big difference. Let me continue the story in a deeper way. The tension in the region did not disappear, but what changed was the spirit of the people. When communities come together in moments like this, it sends a message that can travel far, a message that says, we may be small villages, but we are not alone. And even attackers know that when a community stands united, things are not as easy as they expect.